Okay, hello. My name is ShaMeeka Campbell. I am 32 years old. I live in Stone Mountain, Georgia, originally from Flint, Michigan.
Nice.
So I think I found out I had PCOS probably around 2015-ish. Um, Now, growing up, I always had like irregular cycles and things like that. Yes, I had irregular cycles growing up, but around 17, I got on birth control, and I had been on birth control ever since. So obviously that regulated my cycles and everything, and I didn't really see too much of anything. I think I was probably off for a little while, and I had this large weight gain out of the blue. Now, I was always athletic, so I never had any type of weight gain issues or anything like that prior. I also had other symptoms like mood swings, anxiety, hair growth, just lethargic and really just tired all the time. And so when I went to my regular doctor's appointment, my doctor said, and it was a white male too, and he was like, he kind of asked me because everyone just kept telling me like, oh, you know what? It was when I was 25 because everybody was like, oh, you hit 25, so that's why your metabolism is going down and you're gonna start having all these problems. And I'm like, no, I've been going to the gym. There's no way I should have gained. Like it was like a lot within a short period of time. And I have been eating better, going to the gym, drinking water, and all this stuff. So I'm like, there's something wrong. And so he was like, it sounds like PCOS. And we did some testing and he said, yes, that's what it is. So, of course, it was suggested to me to exercise 5 times a week, a low carb, no sugar diet. And I believe he said like 45 carbs a day
45.
is what he wanted me to be on.
Okay.
And that was really intense for me. And it worked. Like I lost weight fast and everything, but it wasn't something that I could stick to.
Right. It wasn't something that you could
Yeah.
turn into a lifestyle.
Right. I couldn't stick to it. And I also wanted to treat my anxiety, and he just was like, well, if you diet and exercise, then you won't have anxiety then. So that was, yeah. So pretty much over the years, I've just kind of dealt with it for many years in a row. I just did the birth control where I did it back to back, so I would never have cycles.
Um,
And I felt like that kind of helped with um, me, like the mood swing part.
got
I
it.
felt like that kind of controlled
So
that
the birth
for
control
me.
balanced your mood swings, you're saying.
That's what I believe.
Okay.
That's what I believe. Yeah, and also just like a lot of I think it just kind of balanced out my hormones a little bit and
Okay.
made everything a little stable.
Yeah.
So I got married in September of 2019. Um, and of course, I want to have kids. So I got off birth control and I was really nervous about that. Um, and so this has been an interesting journey. Now that I'm in Atlanta, I've only been here for since 2018. So I wanted to find some doctors that I could really relate to. And so I made some appointments, and um, so I just recently had my doctor's appointment with like just a primary care physical and everything done, because they want to look at my thyroid and make sure that's not an issue. And because there's some other things that can do if you have that aspect of it. Um, but everything was good with my labs and everything. And so pretty much I scheduled an appointment to meet with a specialist that specializes in um, hormonal disorders like PCOS.
Yeah.
And so that's not even until March. I made that appointment like early January. So,
Yeah. COVID
but
probably like pushing everything
yeah,
back.
yes, and it's a phone. It's a phone appointment as well. So it's like
Oh, you didn't even
goodness.
speak to
Yeah,
anybody.
yeah. So I'm gonna speak to them over the phone about this.
Oh my
So
God.
that's gonna be interesting. But um, I guess like over the years, I kind of really didn't care about it that much. I'm just trying to focus on like it was only the weight, that that was my main concern. But now I um I go to therapy every week. I've got a true diagnosis of anxiety and depression,
Oh,
and I started medication for that. So I feel like that's helped with a lot of the mood things going on, and um, you know, just feeling a little more energized and uh, like I can do stuff, like I'm
yeah.
not so tired and not want to do stuff and just
Right.
lay in the bed and chill all day or
Feeling
whatever.
sluggish. Yes. That's,
Yeah.
mhm.
And so hopefully, because it's only been like 2 weeks. So hopefully I'll start getting more motivated to work out.
Right.
Because my husband, he's really into working out and he goes to the gym all the time and he's really into eating healthy too. So
Good.
like we really don't eat that bad, but it's just with the PCOS, is like you really, really is like gotta look at those carbs.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it's it's just like so tedious to really focus on the diet of it, and then you can do all this research. When I first got it, there was like hardly nothing out there. It was like no information on the internet, just like very little. It's like, okay, low carb diet, that's it. Now it's like a ton of information, and a lot of women I meet and talk to, they're like, oh yeah, I have PCOS too. So
Interesting.
I'm meeting more and more people with it that I can relate to and talk to, and finding out a lot more about it. So just the older I've gotten, the more I've been able to just kind of deal with it. But one one thing with my experience has been that since I have been off the birth control, and I'm not gonna say that this is for certain, but I've gained a lot of weight off of it. A
Oh,
lot of people say they gain on it, but I've always been opposite. I've gained off of it, but also we're in the pandemic, so
right.
I've been home. I work from home. I work at Clark Atlanta University. I'm an admin assistant, so I've been working from home. I have a 7-year-old stepdaughter. She's been here a lot through the pandemic. She lives in Detroit, but she's been here a lot since she's doing school from home. That's a good opportunity for her to be here. We don't have to wait until the summer or till she's on break to see her. She can come down. So when she's here and she's snacking and I'm snacking with her. So I mean, I know it's a combination of a lot of things, but even before the pandemic, I had like gained like 10 pounds like within the first 2 months that I had been off of it.
So why did you say so you got off of it because you guys wanted to have kids,
Yes.
right? And then when you got off of it, you started to gain weight, but not only you started to gain weight, your anxiety and depression got worse or it stayed the same.
Oh, I didn't even. Yeah.
You mentioned that you had that during, and that when you
Yeah.
were on the birth control, it was helping. So now you're saying that you're on prescription for
Yeah.
anxiety. So you
Yep.
have
And
gotten,
I didn't even I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that part of it because I always kind of had some anxiety issues. But yeah, it did seem yeah.
No, I'm just trying to see the
Yeah.
during and then after you got off of it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people I've spoken to, they've said that, the birth control, I guess it depends which one, but I'm not
Mhm.
sure. They've said that the birth control actually did not help with that part. They make your anxiety worse. And that's when,
Mm.
like you said, for them, that's when they gain the weight.
And did you find me from the group?
Yes.
From the Okay. So I noticed a lot of people in the group, they don't like birth control. Yeah, a lot of people, they have bad feelings and bad things to say about birth control, which I'm just like, to each his own. Like, every person's body is different. Even if you have the same type of disorders or diseases or whatever, it still can affect your body differently.
This is why
So
I'm doing these interviews, because we're all diagnosed with PCOS, yes, but everybody's different. Like
exactly.
you have people losing their hair. That's not an issue for me. You have
Hmm.
people that are having a lot of the facial hair. I have
Yeah.
the small patch, but me, it's not like everyone else. So
Right.
everybody's experience is different, but that's why, like, I get to have these and get to see the different ways um us women been dealing with it. And you mentioned earlier when you were speaking, you said that when you first got diagnosed and you were searching, there was hardly anything online. There were no
Yep.
groups. There were just like not much going on because we were silently dealing with
Yep.
it. Was a norm.
Right.
You know what I mean? We what was going on was all right.
Exactly. Yep. And so I really just, I appreciate listening to everybody's different thoughts and stuff on things like, the birth control and stuff like that, because I mean, not only are there um our body's all different. There's different types of birth controls too.
Exactly.
That, some people have feelings about this one or that one or whatever. The last few years I had been on the NuvaRing, which has one of the lowest amounts of hormones in it. So it's not really a lot of hormone, and it's because like it goes, right in there. So I guess that's why the hormones that are in it is so low. So I don't know if that's a good. And then you leave it in for 3 weeks, and you're supposed to take it out for 1 week for your cycle.
Oh,
But I just after 3 weeks, I just put a new one in.
okay.
So and then I just kept to skip my cycle. But yeah, no, on birth control, I never had any um weight gain that was,
Really
you
interesting.
know, in anything. I didn't, I had anxiety, but it wasn't all the time like it is now. I'm just like, where I was like just always anxious, you know. Um and like I said, there could be other factors. There's always other factors with everything, but um yeah, I really didn't even associate that together until you just said it. I associated the weight gain.
Right, right,
I
right.
didn't even think about like the fact that, yeah, like I've had a lot more anxiety issues since after the birth control than
Yeah.
I was
That's
before.
that's super
So
interesting. Like,
yeah,
everyone I spoke to so far has been the total opposite. Like,
yeah,
when they got off, that's when things got better. But
yeah.
have you ever considered like going the no medication route? Like, maybe. shifting the way you eat, not the diet part, because people go crazy about the carbs, and I'm huge on carbs because I don't eat meat. So a lot of the foods that I intake has carbs in it,
Right,
a lot of carbs
exactly.
in it, and I'm
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And I actually shifted my eating when I find out. And for me, when I went plant-based, it was due to that, but it wasn't due to just cut off everything and just be like, okay,
Mhm,
this
mhm.
amount. I can't live on that. And it's bad enough I have other things that I have to worry about. What I'm eating, I have to enjoy it. I have to live my life if
Exactly.
I want it to be a long-term thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
So, my question to you is, have you ever considered shifting your eating? Because I know already said you was active. Is the eating part, like, how much have you shifted? And if you did you notice any change? Or tell me a little
Mm.
bit about that.
Yeah, so pretty much I stopped drinking any kind of soda and juice. We only drink water.
Yeah.
We don't eat pork or beef. We eat turkey and seafood. Um, and we don't eat bread. Like, and I'm saying this is generally at my house.
Yeah.
Now, if I go over to my mama's house
It's different
and
story.
she cooks a Sunday dinner, I'm eating all of it. I might not eat. I still really just like the only kind of pork that I will eat is like bacon, and that's just because I'm only going to eat like one or two pieces
Right.
of bacon. But other than that, that's the only thing that I won't eat. Like I'm not going to eat ham, but anything else my mama cook, I'm eating it. But home, at home we don't like, and we do smoothies, you know, every now and then, and sometimes we'll do a cleanse and stuff just to get that. We're actually talking about doing another one soon because we've kind of been off of like our normal eating habits.
Uh, what kind of cleanse?
um
Right.
okay, so we do like, okay, so there's a book, The Green Smoothie Cleanse by JJ Smith. I don't know if you heard of her. She's a Black woman, and she has um, these different things about books about fitness and healthy eating and stuff like that. So the 10-day green smoothie cleanse consists of there's a new smoothie for 10 days, and you eat if you're doing the full one, um, you'll have a smoothie for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And in between, you can eat apples, you can eat raw, unsalted nuts. You can eat any kind of crunchy vegetables. And you can eat peanut butter, unsalted, unsweetened, and boiled eggs, stuff
Oh,
like that. So you can eat on it, but just like, and so like the point of it is not supposed, everybody's like, well, you like, that's just a clean, that's not going to help. But like her book shows how you go from the cleansed and you gravitate that to a healthy eating
got it.
lifestyle. It's not just like do the cleanse and then that's going to make you lose some weight. It makes you can lose like 10, 15 pounds in the 2 weeks.
Okay,
But
so your reason or purpose of the cleanse is to lose some weight, yeah?
well, it's really to get all of the, like, I call say cravings, like releases all the cravings and gets like all of these toxins out
Right.
and everything from so that you can start eating better. But you do lose weight. You lose weight when you're on it. And so like, when they say the more carbs and stuff that you eat, the more you're gonna crave it. So when you do
It's on because whew,
yeah. So, and I think that's what's going on right now because it's like the more that I'm eating, junk, the more that I'm like wanting junk.
for sure.
Whereas versus like when I'm already eating healthy. Like I'm not even thinking about a burger
And
because
the thing is, with the carb, it boils down to the kind of carbs. If you're eating
hmm
empty carbs,
yes,
heck yeah, your
yes,
body's gonna want it. You eating fries,
yep,
you eating all these empty carbs that doesn't actually fuel your body. Yes,
exactly.
damage is
Yep.
gonna happen. Yes,
Like all that juice and all of that kind of stuff. Like, yeah.
you're
And
gonna
that's like,
crave it, but carbs, there's different levels of carbs, and that's, I think,
right.
where everybody get it mixed up, because you're just like, okay, I can't eat carbs, keto, because I've been seeing a lot of keto being thrown out,
Keto, yeah.
and I was like, keto,
I
keto,
tried
keto.
keto.
I was
We tried keto.
okay, and
It's
how?
just not, yeah, it is not really, I just don't think that's something that is practical.
God,
Like, cause I mean, you would have to just do that forever, and it's like, you're not gonna do that.
right,
If I'm not gonna stick to it, then I'm not. It's pointless.
right,
So
right.
like, we don't even eat like on a normal basis. Like, we don't eat fried food. We only eat baked, um, or roasted,
That's good.
food,
Yeah.
and when we do like have like fast food and stuff, it's like wings and stuff like that. It's not like McDonald's or Burger King, Taco Bell, even though I miss some Taco Bell,
Yeah.
but Wendy's. But yeah, we really don't eat that bad. Um, yeah, not we neither one of us really eat sweets that much. I don't crave sweets. What I crave is like chips and stuff like that. Salt and cheese
have
is
you
what I want to put on everything.
have you considered meal prepping? Like, what are you doing
Meal prepping.
to not, crave, not to say not crave, you crave, it's everybody crave. At the end of the day,
Hmm.
it boils down to what you give into or not give into. You can
Right.
crave all day, but are you giving into it? You know what I mean? So my question now is, do you what are you doing so when those time comes that you do crave those chips, or you do crave those fries, or whatever else that you crave? What are you doing to help set yourself up powerfully?
Go tell daddy. I just don't have it in my house.
Got it.
Pretty much, we just don't buy it. We just don't have it in the house. So just stay away from it.
That hey, that works. That works.
Yeah.
For me, I've always found that meal prepping,
Hmm.
having the right things, of course, in the house, definitely house, but meal prepping, um, and being on a schedule, like putting
Hmm.
on a schedule when it comes to eating, like, okay, breakfast
Yeah.
and then lunch, dinner, but like those food meals are ready. So
Right.
my
And I
friends,
think like
my
when I was single and I was living alone, I kind of did that, and because like I had like hectic work schedules and stuff like that, I I kind of it kind of made me have to do meal prep and stuff too. But now that I'm like with the husband, and I kind of try to do traditional where like we eat together, and like like that's our thing because my husband works a lot, so I try to do everything around like his schedule. When we eat dinner, we usually watch something together. Like that's like our time that we spend together. So yeah, I like yeah, it's just different. I because I can't really do a specific schedule right now because he doesn't have a specific schedule.
when I say schedule, I'm not I wasn't referring to like the entire family. When I say schedule, I mean like So when that craving comes, it's just like, okay, you just grab the food that you already prepped and you eat. Now, I'm not referring to changing what you do with your family. That's a no-go. That wouldn't last anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But more so like, because I was married too at one point, but for me, it was just like I knew what I needed to eat, and I knew he wasn't gonna eat what I ate. That's
Mm-hmm.
but I knew I had to cook mine and then I cook his and then we eat together. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was more so like making some creating something that works. I know what I have to eat and what I should make sure I stay away of, and I know what I can cook for him, cook it for him, cook mine, and then our time for eating together, we just do that. It's just we eat different things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I was referring to the schedule, it wasn't necessarily like shift not eating with the family, or it was more so like having your things prepped. So you, because you're the one that's trying to get pregnant, you're the one that's trying to get this body in the best shape of its that you want it to be. And then, really feeling good and being in the state that you want. Because a lot of times, even the anxiety and everything else, the foods that we eat contribute to it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So, like, just being super intentional and um, creating something that works for you. What
Mm-hmm.
for me may not possibly work for you, but creating something that works for you and works around the family, totally
Yeah.
do that. And
Yeah.
then it
I
simplifies your
mean, and like okay, it's not like specifically like because he probably eats more healthy than I do because I don't like a lot of vegetables.
yeah,
He likes and like he doesn't like salt and cheese and stuff. So he actually eats better than me.
yeah.
So that's not the problem. Like he gives us healthy meal ideas, but so like when I go grocery shopping or whatever, I'll think of like what meals I'm gonna cook for. I try to go shopping for as long as I can because I don't like the grocery store right now. So like what I'm gonna eat for however long, and then so so I'll know that day like okay I'm gonna cook whatever. Or I ask my husband like what do you want me to cook? So, and then, so I have an idea of what I'm gonna cook every day because after, when I do my grocery shopping, it's like I'm like, gotta cook whatever I got in here.
Right.
And so like I mean, it's not like a meal prep, but I already have the things that we know we're gonna cook. And most of the time we have leftovers. So it's like we eat whatever, mostly like two of the days out of the week, and then I cook
Whatever
something
works.
else.
Whatever
So
works.
I probably cook like 3 to 4 times, and then it's like the weekends because I have to have my me time, and so I don't cook on Friday or Saturday. I'll cook every other day, but not Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
So those are the days when the eating gets a little, where I guess it's like a cheat because then we like have like the wings or mostly it's like something like that or like Jamaican or,
Yeah.
it's nothing like usually like fast food or pizza, but it's, ordering from a restaurant because I'm not cooking.
Yeah. Totally.
But
Totally.
yeah, so like I mean like I have a plan, but it's not like it's super detailed, you know.
hmm No, I got
Yeah.
you. Put that plan in place, girl. You trying to have
Yeah.
okay? And
Yeah, but I need to do better with planning that the week out a little bit better, and I think that will make it easier for me to where if I'm like on the days when I'm like, okay, well, shoot, I wanted to make, or I'm like, dang, I don't remember what I wanted to make today. And then I just keep thinking about like, oh, I don't know what to cook. And then it gets later and later. And then, okay, well, we got to have a cheat day again because I done waited till late to cook.
Not unless you meal prep, because that joint will be right in the fridge and you're just gonna pop it in the microwave or in the oven, and then you're good to go. But no, like it's just finding tricks to simplify your life, because
Yeah.
being that you get sluggish sometimes, you're not gonna feel like it. I don't like cooking, so
Hmm.
meal prepping works for me. Like I cook and then I
Yeah.
for a week, and then weekends is when I typically would not cook. But even when I don't cook, it's just like, all right, this is what I know that's within my meal choices, within the
Hmm.
I know my body would agree with. Because for me,
Right.
short term, you weigh out. Some days, yes, I do would eat certain things I'm not supposed to, and I pay for it. But a lot of
Hmm.
times, just like, how many times are you going to keep doing that? And then
Yeah.
having to pay for it, and it's just like, okay, it becomes a habit, and it becomes a cycle, and then you're right back to where you started.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's just like creating those small habits, that to the point where you don't have to think about it. It's just I my mind already know this is what I'm going to eat. My mind already knows this doesn't agree with my body, and this is not going to help me achieve the goal that I want of, having a baby with my husband. Um,
Hmm.
and all that is just like every day being intentional, super intentional. And then, yeah, you definitely can do that. And the awesome thing about you is you're already active. Usually that's the hardest thing for people, aside from the eating, because the eating is one of the biggest.
Hmm.
But like being active, not everyone's into the healthy, active lifestyle. So the fact that you're ready, don't let that slip away from you, because it's gonna get so hard to get back into that. And then
Yeah.
um, you're just gonna be like trying to get, okay, oh, I should work out today. Where it's
Yeah.
like,
It gets like that a lot.
right, I know, trust me, I know. When I wait too long, I stay too long and not like be or get active, that happens.
Hmm.
But again, whether it's just walking, anything to move your body, to move your state, I also think would help with the mindset too. Not sure what you listen to on a day to day, but like super, super intentional. Because PCOS comes with the emotions being out of whack.
Hmm.
And so it's like, what can I do to make sure that my mind is how I want it to be, so I can be a certain way throughout the day? So, uh,
Right.
but aside from that, it sounds like you're you're doing pretty good. You just get those habits intact, and you're good, because you're
Hmm.
currently not under birth control.
Hmm.
Um, you're only on the medication for the anxiety,
Hmm.
and that's it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, girl. Some people are they're on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
The list they put in the group, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I'll try some of the natural stuff too that some of the people mentioned. I think they said like maca root. Um, and I forgot some I like. I
That's
write down every time I see somebody say something, I write it down so I can research it.
that's the route I
So
went.
yeah.
That's the route I went. I didn't take
Hmm.
my doctor prescribed me the birth control. I said, no, ma'am, thank you very much.
Hmm.
For me, it's just like I didn't want my body getting used to something that I know that I didn't want to continue.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and then okay, when I want to have kids, then my body gotta undo what the birth control been doing, so it can get it was just too much. So for me, I did a 30-day fast. I did different things. I went no meat. Um, Again, my route may be extra for some people, but that's what worked for me, and that's what
Mhm.
made me feel good. So, and that's why I'm able to continue it. But definitely go the natural route, because a lot of the things that we eat contribute to the way we feel, contribute to the way we think. You're
Mhm.
sluggish. Food has a very huge impact on the way we feel. Um, and I'll probably send that to you after we get off, of some things that I take personally that's been helping me. And then I'll probably record another separate video of sharing some of the things that I did since I was diagnosed to pretty much undo the entire thing, because I can clearly say that how things were prior and how things are now is like night and day. Like my when I would have my period, I would faint, I would have clots. It things
Wow.
Yeah, it was excruciating pain. It was just crazy, insane. Um and little by little I was shifting some things. I was like, okay, let me try not doing that. Okay, let me do this. But a lot of it consisted of what I ate. A lot
Mhm.
of it consisted of the things that I allowed my mind to intake, the people
Mhm.
I surrounded myself with, because the
Mhm.
energy, all that stuff plays a huge role. And when those happened, I'm able to ovulate. I feel good. Energy is amazing. I no longer need the crazy amount of naps that I needed to get through my day.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm only 31. I just turned 31 in August. And when I was diagnosed, I was much younger. And you would think like I was older woman with kids and all, because I was like always tired.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, you're too young for this. Um, so you're currently on the right path. Just those habits you get to tweak, and you'll be totally good, ShaMeeka. Like
Yeah.
great to go. Um, Anything you want to say to someone that may have just been diagnosed and they are currently at the phase where they're hearing so many things from so many people, they're reading so many things, and they just don't know what to do at this moment. What's
Mhm.
one to two things you would recommend or you would say to them?
Okay. So probably the most important thing I would say is learning your body. A
Mm,
lot of women don't even know their body, so they don't even know what to do, or like you can't really know what to do if you don't know your body.
so good.
So like you were saying about the eating and eating what you put in your body. So you're not gonna realize that what you're eat or this particular food is making me feel sluggish if you don't know your body.
So
So really, really just knowing your body, get to really know your body, pay attention to what your body does, how you feel, um, just all that kind of stuff. Like learning about yourself, learning about your body is
yeah,
going to be the most important thing to get you through.
yeah.
Um, that's really my main thing.
I love it. And it's so true, because everything else won't matter if you don't know your
Yep.
body. And if you don't know and trust your body. Because
Yeah,
I
but
tell you,
I mean, like from the beginning, I would have never known if I hadn't have started to know my body. I knew that that something wasn't right because everybody was like, "Oh, you're 25 now. That's why." No, I know my body.
right,
Know
right.
my body. So, yeah, getting to know your body is the most important thing. Um, take mental health just as serious as everything else, any other, your physical health, your mental health is just as important because honestly, if you can't get your mental health right, the physical part isn't even going to happen.
It's not, yo,
It's not going to happen.
100%, 100%. Like I always tell people 80% nutrition, 20% fitness, 100% mindset.
Yes.
It starts
Yes. I
here.
100% agree. Yep. Yep. So those are my two tips to other ladies experiencing this, and we'll all get through it.
Absolutely.
We'll get
Those
through
were those were some amazing tips right there that I live by.
it. Yes.
So thank you so much for
No
sharing. And
problem.
also thank you for your time. Thank you for your contribution
Thank you.
um, to this, because we're just going to continue to bring more awareness. I'm
Yes.
grateful to know that things have changed since
Yeah.
when you were diagnosed to now, where it's just like there's
Hmm.
more talks about it.
Yeah.
Women are discovering that they're not in it, alone, and that there's other women
Exactly.
that could possibly be going through exactly what they're going through right now.
Exactly.
So thanks again, and I'll definitely reach out for to share some of the things that I said I've been using, and also share some other things that I have in the works that I think you would love. But
Wonderful.
we'll definitely talk soon, and
Thank you.
enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.